here at the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. We're hoping to sort of brighten your day a little bit with our content because it is sort of miserable out there. But I have a great show for you, and I'm going to just dive right in because I have my friend here, Robert Capron, who is back to talk about his new film, and I just want to say welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
This is super special for me because you were my first guest ever.
Really?
On Golocal Live.
I completely forgot. I was the first guest. That is awesome.
My first guest ever.
I'm honored.
So, yes. I was honored as well. So last time you were here, we were talking about some projects that you had coming up, and now your last film, The Polka King, is streaming on Netflix. Talk to us a little bit about this film. It was filmed here in Rhode Island. Which is super cool. You didn't have to go far.
No, it was awesome. So The Polka King was actually filmed in the summer of 2016. So it's been a little while since we started making it and stuff. But it's finally been released on Netflix. I'm really happy it just came out. And it was an absolute blast to film. I mean, like you said, it was in RI. So one of the funny things is I'm from a town in RI called Scituate, and even though I've had my driver's license for a while, I hadn't really gone outside 15 miles of the town, really. Believe it or not.
I love it.
I've gone all these different places, but in Rhode Island specifically, I've barely been anywhere. So I was going to a lot of places I've never been in RI, and it's such a small state, you know. It doesn't make any sense. But
that happened to me the other day. I went to someplace in Westerly, downtown Westerly. Did you know that existed? I didn't know.
I was
like,
so.
This is beautiful.
I really don't
this
think
place
so.
is beautiful. So that was really cool. You got to sort of explore your own home state.
You'd think I know, but no, I didn't.
No, it's hard. It's hard. So tell us a little bit about what the film is about, and then we'll get into sort of the cast, super fun cast.
Yeah. Okay, so whenever I'm talking to anybody about this movie, I always say, sit down, because it's a really crazy concept. It's about this guy, this Polish immigrant named Jan Levon, who lives in Pennsylvania. He plays polka music for a living, and he's got his own store full of Polish trinkets and stuff like that. And so what he basically ends up doing is he ends up turning his polka enterprise into a Ponzi scheme, where he basically just rips off a bunch of old people, makes millions of dollars, has them invest in him, and becomes super successful at it. And in the movie, I play his son, David, who is not really aware of what's going on, but as the movie proceeds, he kind of begins to figure out that something's not quite right with his dad.
Right.
So.
And Dad being played by Jack Black, the one and only, super amazing comedy actor.
Cool.
What was it like working with him?
So,
is he off the walls, or is he sort of more dialed in than you would think?
He is very, very funny.
Yeah.
He's just a really chill guy. One of the things that was really interesting to me was I was in a movie called The Way, Way Back, and Steve Carell was in that. And I got to meet him, which was really cool. And this was before I saw The Office. I wish I saw The Office before him. It was
Right.
But anyways, one of the things I noticed about Steve Carell that was so interesting to me was just how calm he was.
Yeah.
You know? You think a guy that funny is really loud, kind of bouncing off the walls, but he wasn't really. Now, in the case of Jack, because the character he was playing, Jan Levon, is a Polish immigrant, he had to speak with a Polish accent. And when he spoke with a Polish accent, he spoke with a Polish accent, because even when we weren't filming, he was talking with the Polish accent.
I was going to ask, is he doing kind of a method acting where even off camera, he was sort of staying in character?
Yeah, I understand it, because if you're talking in an accent like that and it's not your natural accent, you don't want to be slipping in and out of it because you're going to get super confused. So, I got why he stayed in it, but still, it was, really funny and a little weird from
You're
time
at craft
to time.
service table.
Exactly. No, exactly. He called me Bobby C. the entire time we were filming, which was pretty funny. But he was super cool to work with.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of interaction with the other cast members? I know sometimes when you're filming stuff, they shoot your scenes and you barely have any contact with other people that are in other parts of the movie.
Yeah, so there are some movies I've done where it's voiceover, where it's anime, where you literally don't see any other actors.
Yeah.
Because generally you just record your part in a recording booth and you never see anybody else. Whereas, with this movie, it was live action, and I got to see a lot of other people. Obviously, I had a lot of scenes with Jack, because he was my dad, but I also had a bunch of scenes with Jenny Slate, who played my mom, which was really cool, because I only very recently saw Parks and Rec, which I don't know if you've seen, but she plays somebody on that called Mona Lisa, and it's, the funniest thing. I was, dying laughing the entire time. And I also got to work with Jason Schwartzman, which was really cool, because even though I saw it when I was 12, and I was probably too young for it, I am a colossal fan of the movie Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
He's one of the main voices in that. And so it was really cool to get to meet him, and of course I said that, which is the one thing you don't do.
But sometimes guess
Like,
you
I
have
did
to
that
give
all-
yourself that.
No,
like,
and
you have to fanboy a little.
but like I did that with Jack too.
Did you?
Like we were filming in an auditorium, and like they were like moving the camera around or something. I just sat there and I said, I have to tell you something. And he was like, what? And I was like, well, when I was 10, my friends and I went to go see Kung Fu Panda for my 10th birthday party, and it was the best thing ever. So like, thank you for that. I don't know why I said that. I don't know.
I'm sure he appreciates
Well, he
it,
did,
though.
but
I'm sure he
afterwards I was like,
oh.
what am I doing? I'm like the most like tropey fanboy alive.
It's I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure it actually means a lot to him. You know,
Yeah.
you're an actor, so if somebody comes up to you and is like, hey, Diary of a Wimpy Kid was like meant a lot to me when I was younger. That would mean something to you, I bet.
Yeah, no, that's actually one of the really cool but also strange things that happened recently was I actually got to talk in an acting class that I took last year at Brown, because I go to Brown now.
Yeah.
And there was a kid that went to RISD, he was doing a dual degree type thing, who actually, I'm really good friends with him now, but he came up to me, and he just went on and on about how, like, Diary of a Wimpy Kid actually changed his life. And, like, inspired him for, like,
amazing.
middle school and high school, like, actually, like, his friends and him, like, really enjoyed watching it. And, like, it actually was really surprising. Like,
Oh,
it meant a
that's
lot
awesome.
to me, you know?
Yeah,
It's
of
cool.
course. It's
cool to have stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's cool to know that your work is influencing people
Yeah,
and affecting
exactly.
them. So yeah, you mentioned you're at Brown. So the last time you were here, you were in your freshman year. Now you're getting into your sophomore year. How's it going?
It's going pretty well. I mean, I literally just got back for the second semester of my sophomore year, so I haven't even started classes yet. And like Brown's a little different with their scheduling. What they do is they have something called shopping period, where like instead of everybody having to take specific classes, I can take literally whatever I want.
Wow.
And so for the first like 2 weeks of school, I get to just try out almost literally every single class they have at the school for the most part.
Wow. And then you
And
choose which
I
one.
choose what I want for my schedule, and
Got
obviously
it.
I got to start thinking about what my major's going to be, so I have to kind of curate my schedule based off that. But I've known what it's going to be for a while.
What are you going to focus on?
I actually think I'm going to double major. I
Okay.
think I'm going to do film because
Sure.
I like it, and I'm also going to do history because I'm a total history geek.
Nice.
So yeah,
That's
we'll see what
cool.
happens.
Be a little bit more well-rounded.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Since you're already a professional actor and
Thank
working
you.
in film.
I appreciate that.
So you also mentioned last time that you were sort of doing your own production and
Yeah.
you're kind of working on your own
Yeah.
projects. Have you been still working on that? You know, in your spare time.
Actually, I was, I made a movie with my friends last semester. We submitted to a couple film festivals. I actually got into one.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's showing this Friday, I think, like the 26th or
Amazing.
something like that. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then we're actually planning on making another movie this semester. And we
Cool.
had a Kickstarter for it, and we made $6,000. So
Hey,
yeah, we're
not
pretty
half
excited.
bad.
Yeah, no, exactly. We're going to be able to get equipment and stuff. It'll be good.
So that brings up a good point. You're going to school full time. You're
Mm-hmm.
kind of working on your own creative projects, and then you're still working as an actor.
Yeah.
You have a recurring role on Elementary, and so
do.
they call you every once in a while.
Yeah,
and you have
yeah.
to get yourself to New York. So how have you been able to balance all of this stuff?
It's the type of thing where balancing just work and school and family and friends and all that, it's just a day-by-day basis kind of thing. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that some days it wasn't super, super stressful.
Yeah.
Like, there definitely been some days where I just have to do 30,000 different things at once. Like, I remember last semester, there were a couple days where I'd have, like, a couple papers to do, and I'd have 3 auditions come in at once, and I never want to turn an audition down because that's
Right.
what I want to do with my life. But I've got all these other school assignments, that it's a lot going on.
And it's crazy with the auditions too, because a casting director may give you an audition that's self-tape. They still
Right.
use the word tape,
Oh,
even though there's
yeah.
no tape involved. So it's
Yeah.
a self-recorded audition that you send in, and they think, just put yourself on tape. Like it's an easy thing to
Yeah.
do, but you have to, work on the material. You have to find yourself a reader. You have to get
No.
yourself set up. I mean, it's a lot.
Oh, and it's so funny because I live in a suite with 4 other people. And last semester, I was always so nervous because I'd want to do an audition. I'd be worried that other people would be in the suite and I'd have to kick them
Right.
out. I don't want to be that guy
Of
who walks in
course.
I need to do an audition. I had to recruit people to read with me, and
Yeah.
it's terrible.
I
I
know,
always
it's a
feel
lot of
bad.
work.
Half of me doing auditions now, when I have to do them in my dorm, is whoever I'm reading with. I just say I'm sorry, I'm exploiting my friendship with you. This.
Right,
I'm really not
right.
trying
I'm
to.
totally using you right
I'm
now.
using you right now. I'm very aware I am. I'm sorry. And then I do it 4 or 5 times. To oh, I didn't like that one. Oh, I didn't like that one.
No, that's the
And it's just-
thing. You don't want to just do one time.
Right.
When you have the ability to do multiple takes and pick the best one.
Yeah, no, that's the best thing about self-tape for sure.
Yeah.
But
So do you have any episodes of Elementary coming up?
yeah, so I did another episode of Elementary. I want to say last October. The 6th season's premiering a little late this year. It's not starting until I want to say April 30th.
Oh,
or something
wow.
like that. Yeah, so it's like pretty late. But I want to say I'm in the 5th or 6th episode of the season.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I always love doing that. And it's a blast working with everybody.
Oh, that's awesome. So let's talk a little bit again about The Polka King.
Yeah.
Available now on Netflix. And we were talking a little bit back there before we started about Netflix and
Right.
that format and sort of how, when you started filming the picture, you kind of it wasn't clear what the distribution was going to be.
Right.
So how do you feel about having something on Netflix, which is like the hottest format right now? It's binge worthy. You can watch this film in bed in your PJs any time of day.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting you say that because like something that I always find really interesting is like I love gauging the projects I've been in based off how my friends my age react.
Yeah,
Like I get a real kick out of that because it's really like indicative of like where things are going, so to speak. And so like I've done a couple movies in the past couple years where I say like it's coming out this day in theaters. They're like, oh, that's cool. But when I said that The Polka King was coming out on Netflix, my friends were like actually really excited. So like, it just goes to show that like that is kind of just the general way that media is moving nowadays. Although having said that, I'm still very much I love going to the movie theater type of guy. Though Netflix definitely has its benefits for sure. I can't tell you how much Netflix I watched over winter break. It was bad. It was
Just
really bad.
an embarrassing amount of
It was
Netflix.
an embarrassing amount. Let's not talk about
Right. I know that is the thing. When you have a movie that is on the big screen, I mean, it's sort of this magical presentation, and it's that classic, consumption of the film. But Netflix is so convenient, and it's kind of people can watch it on their phones. And people can watch it anywhere.
It's super convenient. Yeah. But like having said that, like I saw Dunkirk in 70mm IMAX like as soon as it came out, and it was like the coolest thing. So like there's some movies like it's definitely cooler to do that, but like Netflix definitely wins for convenience's sake.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, The Polka King available right now on Netflix. You can stream it after you finish watching Golocal live, of course.
That first.
And also you can check out Robert on Elementary coming up in the spring. And, always keep an eye out because he has his own projects coming out and constantly working.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today. It was awesome as
pleasure.
usual. My very first guest back. I'm going to take a very quick pause to set up for my next guest, so stick around.